Alright, everybody. This is Ludo. I'm going to try to do a review here of the Unearthed Arcana Sorcerers. First one up is Favored Soul. This would be our divine origin. Basically, you come from angels, other things like that. Some of them fall into earth and, got busy with your ancestors, or you were prophesized about your birth, both good and bad ways of coming to find your magic. And apparently people of this origin, some of them are revered by the churches they come from, and other ones are hated because they have more power. So lots of free room there. The first thing, you always get all sorts of things with the sorcerers at first level, because that's where you start to show your powers. First one is divine magic, which gives you access to the cleric as well as the sorcerer spell list anytime you choose a cantrip or a spell. And then they all count as sorcerer spells, so they go off of your charisma, which makes you a ridiculous healer. Paired with the meta magics and all that jazz, you can do some serious stuff, twinning certain spells. Make you very powerful, I would think. Sounds very exciting to me. I like clerics, I like healing. For the most part, they just don't always excite me as much. But this one seems like it would have a little bit more of the flavor in there. Next thing you get at first level is supernatural resilience. Same as the draconic background, whereas you get the additional hit point, which really helps and adds up later. You don't get the AC like the draconic one, but the hit points is still very nice. Makes you not quite as punch baggy as other ones would be. And then you also get Favored by the Gods, which is one of the cool abilities I really like. Basically, whenever you miss with an attack or fail a saving throw, you can activate this. It recharges on a short or long rest, and it allows you to roll 2d4 and add it to the total, possibly changing the total. So a minimum of 2 to it, or to as much as 8, which can really make the difference and turn the tide. Especially if you're like guiding bolt something and you missed. Instead, you turn that into a hit, which then gives the next person to attack that person advantage. That could very much turn the tides of something. Or when you're about to save a saving throw that you really need. And then you get, normal sorcery stuff. The next main thing you get, and I think this one's really cool, is at 6th level you get Blessed Countenance. Blessed Countenance. Which you take on some sort of angelic-y thing, like beauty, youth, things along those lines. You get to decide. And then, basically what that gives you is anytime you make a charisma skill check, which would be your deception, your intimidation, persuasion, and performance, you basically have expertise. You get to double your proficiency. Which, not only are you a healer that can throw down some good spells now for combat if you need to, but you now can lead the way in your discussions and your other things, and you can get your party out of situations without even having to get into combat. So I think I would probably do, I kind of want to do an entertainer version, like half-elf entertainer version, which, give you all that social skills if you chose to, and just, rock it as like the superstar stud. What are your thoughts? What would you choose to do with this? At 14th level, you get a really cool ability. You get Divine Purity. Can't be hurt by poison, can't be diseased, which is fairly useful. Especially since a lot of those upper demons and things that you fight do a lot of poison damage. Other things get stuff similar to that, but it's not a bad 14th level ability. And then at 18th level, you get Unearthly Recovery. So if you are at half your hit points or less, you get to activate this, and this recharges on a long rest, and you can gain up to half your maximum hit points. So if you're at exactly half, you could go back up to full, keeping a lot of resources that you could use to keep other people up or to help in those fights. I think this is a very strong class. As far as multi-classing is concerned, because it seems like you'd want to stay in this for a long time, I think it would pair very well with Paladins, but then again, I think lots of stuff pairs very well. Paladins are kind of my go-to, but like 6 levels, so you get a bunch of the sorcery points, and you get some good heal spells, and you have good spell slots. Plus, you get that amazing like double proficiency in your charisma-based skills to go with like a paladin of devotion. Oh my gosh, you'd be able to do so many amazing things. But thank you for listening, and let's build this community.